Good afternoon, everyone. I am Paige Bell with DeKalb County Human Services, and I want to say welcome to our Lunch and Learn series. We are excited to bring to you today Ms. Tamika Johnson. She will be our dynamic speaker for today, but before the introduction, please remember to put your questions in the Q&A being that the chat webinar is disabled. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Tamika Johnson, a proud Florida native and the eldest of three. Tamika is a graduate of the University of Florida, where she earned her bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in advertising and a minor in economics. She went on to complete her Master of Science in Accounting in 2010. Tamika has a deep-rooted passion for service and giving back to the community. Over the years, she has volunteered with a number of organizations, including the Alachua County School System, Ronald McDonald House, and the Gainesville Halfway House for Girls. Her commitment to community outreach continued after moving to Georgia, where she has contributed to the Atlanta mission and served as a coach with Junior Achievement 3DE program. Since joining Georgia Power in 2014, Tamika has brought that same passion and energy to her professional work. In her current role as Outreach and Education Coordinator for the Energy Assistance Team, she plays a key role in raising awareness about programs and services for income qualified customers. She acts as a statewide liaison, developing strategic relationships, championing for financial empowerment, and ensuring that customers are connected to their resources they need. At the heart of it all, she does is a simple but powerful mission, keeping the customer at the center of everything. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Tamika Johnson.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
Well, good afternoon. I know it's lunchtime now. Good afternoon. And just thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to share these resources with you and everything that we are doing and in energy assistance with Georgia Power. And definitely hope to be able to answer any questions that you may have. But again, just put it in the chat. I'm excited to share this information. So I'll go ahead and get started. So just talking about energy assistance and what we do. Our mission with Georgia Power's Energy Assistance Team is to identify and respond to the ever-changing needs of our customers and community partners. So we want to support our communities by providing a strong presence and making sure that we're promoting energy equity as well as affordability, as well as making sure that we're providing an adaptable safety net to ensure that our customers and our communities are having the security and the well-being that they need. So as you look at the photos here in the screen, these are some of the populations that we really look to be intentional about supporting, which are our income qualified, those that are disabled or with special needs, as well as our senior citizen population. And at the end of the day, we need to keep the lights on. That's what it's all about, because we know how important electricity is. It helps for us to make sure that our children are staying in the schools that they need to be in, that our communities are able to be sustained properly. We know that power is extremely important. So that's part of our mission, to just make sure that we are providing those sustainable programs and affordable energy. So I want to talk a little bit about our team really quickly. So Energy Assistance actually has 4 business units underneath it, so 4 separate teams. And with that, we have our Community Outreach and Coordination team, which is where I come in. There's actually 3 statewide coordinators, and we do business development. We manage some of our programs, such as our Income Qualified program that we'll be getting into here in just a moment. We drive awareness and education, and we partner really heavily with our community action agencies, some of our advocacy groups, as well as making sure that we are really in close relation with our community partners. Then we have our agency support services. So with our support services team, this is an awesome group of women, and they support our agencies in terms of anything that they need as it relates to the portal, energy assistance portal that we have, which I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well in just a bit. And they are there to facilitate anything that is needed with regards to our education of our portal, as well as managing pledges and payments. Then we have our regional customer engagement team. There are actually 22 customer engagement specialists that are placed around the region. So if y'all remember, back in 2017, Georgia Power closed the local offices, due to business needs. And we just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that the customer is still the focus of everything that we do. So we did bring back 22 customer engagement specialists to ensure that we are addressing regional questions and issues. And they work very heavily with our power delivery team, which is our engineers, as well as our external affairs teams, to make sure that we are addressing any issues within the communities of those regions. And then we also have our executive customer relations team. And with that team, they are a specialized team that helps to mitigate issues and concerns that go up to the Public Service Commission, as well as the Better Business Bureau, as well as those very creative customers that sometimes get the email addresses of our VPs and our CEO, and they just make sure that they bring resolution to those issues as quickly as possible. So just a little bit of a screen eye view into what our team looks like before we get into our programs and services there. So the first program that I wanted to share with you all today is our Income Qualified Discount Program. This program was formerly known as our Senior Citizens Program, and we have since of last year, May, we have enhanced it to expand it so that more people can participate in the program. And with the Income Qualified Discount Program, our customers can receive a savings of $402 a year. That is a credit of $402 a year, which we break down into credits of $33.50 each month. Now, what is awesome about that is that if our customers receive, or we have a customer that is receiving LAHEAP funding or assistance, they automatically qualify for this program as well. So there are 4 eligibilities. If you are a Georgia Power customer and you receive Social Security disability insurance, you qualify. If you receive supplemental security income, you qualify. If you participate in the Federal Housing Choice Voucher, you qualify. As well as if you are 65 years of age or older and meet the income, which is 200% of the federal poverty guideline, you also qualify. So it's just one eligibility that you have to meet, which is so awesome because not only the benefit of receiving that discount every single month, but it will also travel with you. If you were to move into another home or apartment where you are in Georgia Power territory, this discount will continue to follow with you. Some of the other benefits are that there are no reconnection fees and no transfer fees. So typically, if you have to transfer to another location, you would have to pay a $30 transfer fee. Or if by chance you were disconnected for non-payment, there would also be a fee for that. But with this program, those fees are waived. So another wonderful benefit, as well as being discounted at $33.50 each month, which when you think about it, if you have a $200 bill and you're receiving this discount, that's going to reduce your bill down to approximately like $166. So I know anyone and everyone that is eligible would be, really willing and wanting to participate in this. I would. So, if I could get it, I certainly would be as well. And I wanted to also just share with you some of the information in terms of what we're doing and what we're wanting to do in terms of the impact of this discount. So we have a goal of enrolling over 30,000 new customers in this Income Qualified Discount Program. And this is where you all come in, because we really want to be partners in this and to really make sure that the word is getting out that this discount exists and that it is open and available. So what you will see here is that for Atlanta residents, currently we have 18,006 that are currently enrolled. And this is out of a population of 58,294 eligible customers. That's 40,000 customers that are eligible still to receive this that have not yet signed up for it. And you'll see the different regions that we have here: Metro North, Metro South, Metro West, even on the east side. So even here in DeKalb County, if we are just looking at these numbers, I know that you all know people, you have grandparents, or you might have relatives or friends that may qualify for this program. And we definitely want to get the word out so that everyone is able to take advantage of these types of savings. Any questions with that before I even move forward? And I can't see the chat, so you might have to just let me know.
It says when someone in the house receives SSI or SSDI for income tax.
That is a fantastic question. So if you have a minor in the house that receives SSI, you can also qualify for the program as well. So that is an amazing question. Absolutely. You can most definitely still qualify. Great, great, great. Love that question. All right. So the next one that I wanted to share with you is our community assistance resource tool. So what's fantastic about this community assistance resource tool, which we call CARL actually, is that you do not have to be a Georgia Power customer to participate in this or to utilize this tool. This is available for all Georgians who may need support from our communities. So if you are a person that is looking for food resources, utilities, rental assistance, shelter, counseling, or even mortgage assistance, this tool is a great starting point where all you'd have to do is either scan the QR code or go directly to our website, georgiapower.com/energy assistance, and put your zip code in, choose one of the resource types that you're looking for, and it's going to give you a listing of all the organizations as well as the address of where these resources are to be found, which is an amazing starting point because sometimes people are challenged and is just not knowing where to start. So this is a great starting point. And if you even want to take the time out to scan the QR code and just choose a resource and put in your zip code, take a look and see what organizations come up into that area. And if you know of an additional organization that could benefit from being a part of this free tool, definitely please reach out and let us know so that we can try to connect with them, because we want to make sure that we are providing resources to everyone that can benefit everyone. Currently, right now, we have almost 500 organizations that have partnered with us on this community assistance resource locator tool. So it is a great tool that we have found that people find a lot of benefit for. And again, one of the great things about it is that it is for all in the state of Georgia. You don't have to be a Georgia Power customer. And so the next thing that I want to share with you all is our Energy Assistance Portal. Now, here's the thing about our Energy Assistance Portal. This is a free web-based tool that has been made for agencies, faith-based organizations, and community organizations, as well as philanthropists, donors, those that just want to provide some type of help within their communities. This is what we call the gateway to assistance. So sometimes when we're out in the field, we hear, well, I don't qualify for some of these federal programs, in terms of the income, or, I don't meet that bracket. Well, the great thing about this Energy Assistance Portal is it is included for different types of organizations, not just our action agencies, but as we said, the faith-based as well as community-based that don't have those rigid restrictions. And so with this particular tool, organizations have the access to customer information where they can make direct payments or pledges onto a customer's account. And they can make one or multiple pledges on the account. They have the opportunity to see 12 months or more of billing and payment history. They can view past due balances as well as the actual current real-time balance as well. So this is a fantastic tool that really just takes the barriers out of providing assistance to our communities and to our residences. So if you are an organization that provides assistance, maybe you're a church, maybe you are a nonprofit, and you provide assistance to members of the community, instead of you having to call customer service and verify any information, you have it right at your fingertips. And you can access this with a cell phone, desktop, tablet. You have 24/7 access. And again, there is no charge for our organizations to benefit from this portal and to utilize the portal. And it just really gives the customer peace of mind, because through the portal, you can also do confirmations, you can run reports. There are so many benefits that once you sign up, our team will come out and make sure that we do a very an overview, just making sure that you understand all the benefits and that you can utilize it with all of those great aspects of it. So if you were interested in signing up for the Energy Assistance Portal, you can actually go to energyassistance.southerncompany.com and register. And then with that, we would vet the organizations because, of course, we are giving you access to our customer information. So we want to make sure that each organization that is using it is a vetted and valid organization that we're giving access to our customer information, as well as we want to make sure that that you are able to have that access without any restrictions. It is a secure portal, in which case, when you make payments through the portal, this is organization facing. Customers do not have any access to this portal whatsoever. So you can feel very confident and sure that your payments that you're making through the portal will not be compromised in any way. And we actually have over 1,200 organizations that are a part of this portal network. So definitely reach out to us if you are looking to become a part or even to get additional information about the portal. Like we said, it is definitely just a way to remove the barriers for providing assistance. Did we have any questions here?
How do you make a payment?
So making a payment through the portal is quite easy. Once you have access, you will sign in, and there will be a tab that gives you what the account balance is or recommended balances to avoid disconnection of the customer. And it will give you an option to make a payment right there. So you'll have an option to either make a pledge, which is a promise to pay, which will hold the customer's account for 30 days, depending upon the assistance type, because we do have some emergency assistance type organizations that we do hold for just a little bit longer, but for the most part, it's about 30 days. But you can either pledge or you can pay directly into the portal. And at this time, it will allow you to make a payment with your checking account. So it would be an ACH payment that will post immediately to the customer's account. And which is great, because if the customer was disconnected, guess what? Now that customer service can be turned back on more quickly. That was a great question. Yes, another question.
Can a third party make a payment on your behalf? How would that?
So for the Energy Assistance Portal, you have to be a user. So you would be, there's 3 different permission types. You have an agency manager, you have an agency rep, and then you have like a view only status. So if you are an agency manager as a part of our portal network, you can give access to maybe another member of your team, or if you have a team that typically pledges and makes payments on behalf of a customer, then you can give that access, in which case you are, as the organization, making payment on behalf of the customer because you have agreed to make this assistance. Now, if you're speaking of on just outside of the Energy Assistance Portal, anyone can actually make a payment for a customer. You would just have to have their information, and it would go through our bill payment system called Bill Matrix, which is the payment system that all of our residential customers make payments through. So you would just have to have information on behalf of from your customer itself. Any other questions? Having none, we will move on. So the next program that I wanted to share with you all is our EASE program. And E stands for Energy Assistance for Savings and Efficiency. This awesome program, which I promote everywhere I go because it is such a great program, is an opportunity to get free home energy efficiency upgrades to your residents, up to $5,000. And what's awesome about this is that you can get improved attic insulation, air sealing of gaps, creaks, and leaks in your windows and doors, sealing of heating and air conditioning ducts. You get free LED light bulbs. One of the great benefits is the smart thermostat. You get heating and air system service, as well as installation of electric water heater blankets. All of this for absolutely free. It's not going to be put back onto your bill. All the customer has to do is meet the income requirement, be a Georgia Power customer, and apply for this program online through georgiapower.com/ease. So many customers have benefited from this program. And why is this important? So making sure that your home is energy efficient is going to be one of the great factors to maintaining a bill that is going to be, at a reasonable rate. So here's what we have to think about. when you think about the envelope of a home, it is a big box, right? And then what we do is we end up cutting out holes for the windows and the doors. Now, as soon as you cut out holes for windows and doors, now you're doing what? You're letting the elements come into the home. So when you start putting in those windows and those doors, you want to make sure that they're sealed properly so that during the summertime when you're trying to keep your home cool, the air is staying in and not seeping through those gaps and cracks in the windows and doors. So if at night, if you're looking and you can see light coming in from the ceiling of your doors and of your windows, that means that you're letting air and energy seep through, which means that's money coming out of your pockets as well. Because when you think about it, if it's during this, we're going into the winter or the cooler season, if you're trying to heat your home and you're trying to keep it warm at a certain temperature, that warm or that heat is actually seeping out of those cracks in your home and out of the attic insulation. If you have no insulation, it's seeping out of your attic and as well as your windows and doors. So you want to make sure that those are sealed properly so that you are not having to move your thermostat up and down so much to make sure that you're getting that comfort in your home. And that's one of the benefits that we have heard so much with this EASE program is that customers are finding their homes so much more comfortable and they're not having to move their thermostat so much to try to keep it warm or try to keep it cool. And of course, during the winter season, we recommend 68 for heating and 78 during the summertime. And for some people, they may say, oh, well, 68 is a little just too cool, which is me. For me personally, I have to keep my thermostat at least at around 73 for heat. But then I understand that I may pay a little bit more. But once your home is energy efficient, that will reduce the need for the space heaters and things like that, because your home is actually doing what it's supposed to do, and it's keeping the warm air and the cool air in as it's supposed to. So this is a great program, and like we said, customers can apply for the program online, and the process is the customer will apply online. They will just have to upload their information that will have their income verifying documents. From there, an auditor will come out to the home and just view the home and see what all needs to be done. And then from there, a contractor, which is approved by Georgia Power, will come out and do the work. There you have it. And I have a question. Yes.
How long does it take for the assessment to take place in home? Is there a time frame from start to completion?
Good question. So the whole process typically takes about 12 weeks on average. Now, this program has gotten really popular this year. So sometimes it may be a little bit longer than that just because of getting a contractor out to actually do the assessment of the home. But on average, it's about 12 weeks, which is approximately 3 months or so.
Are you told that your home is energy efficient when everything is completed? Are you given some type of certification or confirmation of the energy efficiency improvements?
So if I'm understanding that question properly, when a contractor comes out to review your home, they will take a look and see what we would consider energy efficient in terms of just making sure that everything is sealed properly, or if you don't have attic insulation, they will make those recommendations and tell you everything that would be needed to make it energy efficient. And if you don't have it, here are the recommendations in terms of what would be needed. So that would be a part of that assessment process, if I'm hearing that question properly. Any other questions in the chat? And thank you to my colleague, Sarita, who is being my wing person here to read these questions to me. All right, well, we will keep it moving along. But once again, great program that is absolutely free to our customers. We just have to be a Georgia Power customer and meet the income requirements. And I just want to talk a little bit about our rate options. Most people do not know that we actually have 7 different rate options. Most people think of Georgia Power as just maybe having 1 or 2, but we actually have 7 different flexible rate options based off of your behaviors. So the most common one, of course, is our residential rate, which is the traditional rate that is just based off of the change of the seasons. You have your summer season, which is typically from June to September, and then you have the winter season, which is the other months outside of that, in which case, the rate is going to be a little bit different during the summer season, and it is a tiered rate versus that winter season. We also have our flat bill, which is a very, very popular rate, which allows you to manage your budget with a non-fluctuating fixed rate based off of your usage for the past 12 months. So what we do is we will look at your usage for the past 12 months and come up with an average. And then from there, we will give you a monthly flat rate, in which case you do have to remain on it for 12 months. But it is great for budgeting because now you're not going to be surprised about what your bill is going to be from month to month. You know exactly what it be. If your average is $150 a month, then that will be the rate that you're locked into for 12 months. After the 12 months, we will do another assessment based off of your previous 12 months, and we will be able to give you a new quote. So there is no true up at the end of the 12 months. It's not going to be, okay, well, you owe this to us or not. It's just going to be, okay, this is what you used, and based off of that, here is your new flat bill offer, which you can either accept it and continue with another 12 months, or you can say, no, I don't like that rate and I'm just going to go off of the flat bill. So some people may say, oh, okay, great, $150 a month, I can manage that for my budget. And then they just going crazy, having a little summer party. They're just football, the parties and all of those things, and just not thinking about your usage. And then at the end of the 12 months, they're just like, oh no, well, why did my flat bill rate go up? Because you still have to be very considerate of your usage so that you can continue to be on a flat bill rate that will benefit you. Because it can either go up or it can go down, because it's all based off of your usage. But it is a great option for budgeting. Then we have our overnight advantage rate, which is a great rate if you have an electric vehicle, because you're able to save money by shifting your electric usage to overnight. And so you'll have a rate that will be a little bit cheaper, or that will allow you to save if you have that electric vehicle and plug it in overnight. Then we have another popular rate option, which is prepay. And with the prepay option, it basically allows you to control how much you pay by prepaying for your service. So it's almost kind of like a prepaid calling card, if you remember those back in the day, where you had to add minutes. You paid for the minutes that you used. And then once you use those minutes up, you had to put some more money on there to get additional minutes on there. So that's kind of similar to our prepaid program. You're prepaying for your electric usage. Now, some of the great benefits about prepay is there are no deposits to be on this rate plan, which is really beneficial for some of our customers, as well as if you are coming from a location where you had maybe a large balance or a balance that you couldn't pay, you are able to put your balance from a previous location into what we call a deferred, and you can pay it off as you go. So with prepay, 75% of your payment is going to go towards your active usage that you are actually using right now. And then the 25% of it will go to paying off your balance that you have brought over. So a lot of customers like that option, because if they just weren't in a place where they were able to pay off a balance, they can pay it off over time and still be able to have power. Any questions so far? Okay, hearing none, I will continue with some more of our rate options. We also have our smart usage rate option, which is you're able to save by shifting your power usage over the day's time. So you want to be able to say, okay, when I get home, I'm going to do my laundry, and then 30 minutes later, I'm going to start cooking and using my oven, and then 30 minutes later, I'm going to use something else. So by stacking and just kind of shifting out over a period of time rather than just using everything all at once, this rate will allow you to save money if that's something that you're able to do. Then we have our nights and weekends rate, which is a rate that is a summer rate. Now, I will say, if you have children at home, this may not be a rate for you, because what it is we're trying to shift your power usage away from what we call our peak time, which is the hours of 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you are able to move that your power usage away from those time periods during the summer season, you're able to save money. Now, if you have children that are going away for the summer, you're sending them to grandma's house and they're not going to be in and out the house, kind of just doing all the things all day long, then this may be a fantastic rate for you to be able to save during the summer season. So we have that as a benefit as well. And then lastly, I want to talk about pay by day. Pay by day is basically a marriage between prepay and flat bill. So with the pay by day rate, you are still prepaying for your power, but you still have the benefit of getting a fixed daily rate. So we will look at the last 12 months of your service and come up with an average of what you use based on a daily rate instead of a monthly rate. And with that, we'll just say that, say your daily rate is $5 a day, just throwing a number out there. So then you know that for 7 days, $35 is what you need to prepay for your service. And so for some people, they may say every Sunday, I'm just going to put $35 on my account. And they know that that will be able to keep them for that week. And then, of course, at the end of the 12 months, we will give you a new quote. So a lot of people really love that option because, once again, still no deposit to be a part of this rate plan, as well as you still have that option of managing and controlling how much you pay because you're paying for it ahead of time and you're not being surprised by any big bills. Any questions about these 7 different flexible rate options?
What is the most popular option, and does Georgia Power recommend options to customers based on their usage?
So the most popular option is our flat bill because, of course, most people just like to know, what is my bill going to be? You don't want to have that surprise, especially during the summertime, because we know that consumption gets higher during the summer season. Rates are typically a little bit higher during the summer season. So most people love the idea of being able to know exactly what you're going to pay every single month, myself included. I'm actually on the flat rate as well. Just set it to auto pay, and it's I know what it is. It's getting paid every month because it's the same, and I know that that's not going to change. So that's the most popular of all the rates, I would say. And definitely, whenever you call into our customer service and set up your service, they're definitely, we do train our consultants to be able to just kind of ask a few questions about what your lifestyle is like so that we can make some recommendations on flat bill. As well as if you go online to our website, georgiapower.com, you are also able to see the different types of rate options so that you can kind of shop around and look to see what may be a best fit for you and your family before signing up for service even online. And we also even have a chat feature. So you can chat with customer service agents online. If you look to set up service online, if you're one of those that like to just do everything online and do it digitally, you can also chat with a customer service agent and just ask a few questions in terms of what rate may be a best option for you. That's a great question. All right, any other questions in the chat? All right. And so that is all that I had today. I'm definitely here to answer any additional questions. This is just our energy assistance team in the community. We travel the state, just attending community events, hosting workshops and forums, wanting to just make sure that we bring awareness to the programs and services that are out there, because knowledge is power. And sometimes people just don't know. And so we want to make sure that everyone is fully aware of the programs and services that we have to offer that's going to be able to help them to reduce their energy bills as well as to help save. So if you have any other questions at all, please let me know. I am absolutely here to answer anything that you have. And this is us in the community.
All right. Let's see. I don't see any further questions. Second.
And one thing I would probably just add to that I didn't mention with the EASE program, if you are a recipient of LAHEAP funding, LAHEAP also has a weatherization program where they give like $5,000 in energy efficiency upgrades. You actually can stack that program with our program. So if you get that through LAHEAP, you can still apply for the program through our Georgia Power EASE program and get up to $10,000 in improvements. And you can't beat that at all. A free work being done to your home to make your home more energy efficient and really to just improve just the quality of life within your home in terms of energy. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that as well.
Let's
That's,
see.
uh,
I don't see any further questions on here.
Okay.
But for the rental assistance, for the QR code that you did provide, are you able to touch base back on that? Because we do have a lot of people a lot of citizens that I do get that are asking for rental assistance. However, a lot of organizations are either running out of funds or have concluded their lottery-based system. So how do you guys operate when it comes to the rental assistance?
So that's why we partner with as many organizations as possible and why our coordinator team is always out throughout the state trying to just connect with different organizations that provide resources, because we do know that there is a great need for rental assistance. And even though we, Georgia Power, don't provide direct financial assistance to customers, we want to make sure that we connect you with those that do. So that's why we're always out in the community, just trying to connect with those that provide different types of assistance, so that for those that are not able to get it through maybe federally funded programs, there may be some churches that may be able to help. There may be some community organizations that may be able to help. So that's why we definitely try to connect with as many organizations as possible, make sure that we're getting them to be a part of our community assistance resource locator tool, so that there are options to support the community when it comes to rental assistance. And we do partner very heavily with Salvation Army and United Way and those organizations. And to your point, that funding does run out and, can be quite limited, but we definitely try to work with as many organizations as we can to help fill that gap.
And is there like a certain application process, any qualifiers for them to get any assistance with you all?
So not with us, because again, we are more of a connector. We're not personally providing financial assistance, but if you go to, say, for example, for our community assistance resource locator tool, they can put in their zip code and see what assistance is available there for rental assistance if you're using that as a resource option that you're looking for, and try to connect you there. Now, if there are some special circumstances, say there may be an organization that we're working with and they said, hey, Tamika, I have this person who we're working with and they're having a really hard time. Maybe they have a number of medical challenges that they're experiencing, just some extenuating circumstances. We will take on a referral and really try to just make sure that we find an organization to support them in that way. And then after that, it really depends on the organization's requirements. Some have a little bit more stringent requirements, and some requirements are not as stringent as those. So it just depends on the organization. But that's why we definitely try to make sure that we partner with a variety of different organizations for that reason.
Awesome. And does anyone else have any further questions before closeout?
How do we help someone who cannot pay their utility bill? What options do they have? So can we combine more than one of our resources?
So the question about, are we able to combine more than one of our resources? So for our team, if we know that you qualify for the income qualified discount program, we're going to make sure that we enroll you on that, as soon as possible. Because as soon as you make the application by your next billing cycle, that discount is definitely going to apply, and you'll be able to see the benefit of that discount by the next billing cycle. Then we'll also try to make sure that we connect you with an organization that may be able to help with food. Say you're experiencing food insecurity, we'll try to connect you with a food pantry. And then maybe say that you are a little behind on your utilities, then okay, let's work with United Way, or maybe another one of our partner organizations that may be able to provide. Maybe they may not even be able to take care of the entire balance, but sometimes we can partner with multiple different organizations who may say, okay, well, I can do 300 and I can do 150, or maybe this church that we partner with may be able to add an additional $200 just to make sure that we provide that support. That's why collaboration is so important and so key.
All right, any more questions? All right.
Um, One more question. Can you say since the pandemic, if we're seeing an increase in people needing utility assistance or decrease?
There's definitely been an increase in residents and customers needing assistance just because inflation, everything has gotten a lot more expensive. Even if you just look at the cost of, rent nowadays, it is more than doubled over the past 10 years. So definitely since COVID, we have definitely seen an increase. People are definitely needing more assistance. And so that's why our team is out in the community trying to make sure that we address those as, by really collaborating and connecting with people that are able to help. Because sometimes it's not just, a one organization thing. It takes a multiple group of organizations working together to be able to provide support for a family. And we are out in the community just making sure that we try to bring those resources and at least information on where to find those resources to our communities.
Anyone else with any more questions? All right. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Tamika. I will say in closing, and on behalf of our director, Mr. Damon Scott, and our new CEO, Ms. Lorraine Cochran Johnson, we want to say thank you to our wonderful speaker and our amazing audience. We are happy that you took the time out of your schedules to be with us today. Please continue to look forward to our future Lunch and Learn webinars. Everyone have an amazing day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miss Annette. Appreciate you.